Hi guys, thanks for watching. And well, if you're watching this, then remarkably, I'm actually on. I thought this might be a good time to make a quick video. It's not that quick, but it's a video because I actually managed to watch a movie on YouTube earlier this morning, or a little bit of a movie anyway. And it didn't crash, it didn't drop out, and I'm hoping this is going to unload. So I sort of missed the full moon in Scorpio, but it's been a very kind of intense one. It really has. I've had some intense stuff coming up, and I've been aware of intense stuff coming up with other people as well. Anyway, oracle cards for each star sign now. And this is my intention about this one is it's for the sun in Gemini, because the sun and Mercury are both in Taurus at the moment, and they're both about to leave Taurus and go into Gemini. So things become less grounded. Our individual personal solar power begins to light up, and there can be fun and games with communications, but not in a bad way. So Aries, I'm shuffling, asking for Aries here, and here we are. Daily guidance from your angels, the old Doreen Virtue deck, and a great deck indeed for the sign of Aries, for Sun in Gemini. And this is Tuesday, May the 21st, but we'll go on for a little while. Okay, giving and receiving. There we go. The entire universe operates in cycles similar to your inhalations and exhalations, like breathing in and out. When you only exhale or you only inhale, that's like if you only give or if you only receive, you become out of rhythm with the universe, because everything's always trying to be in balance. This is the journey of life and the lessons of life, Aries. So for optimal health, energy and replenishment, balance each inhalation in your life with an exhalation. And, you know, there's quite a range of different things that could mean. This is fluid energy, guys. It's for everybody, for many people to look at. But I would take that on board, Aries, giving and receiving. You know, it's like I say, everything is a balancing act. Often when I'm talking about Libra, Librans, or the moon, or various alignments that the planets make, the aspects that it makes that things make with Libra, it's all about balance. That is, Libra is only one part of the expression of balance in the universe, Aries. So basically look for things running out of whack, and this would be specifically things running out of whack because you might not have, you may or may not have got something out of whack yourself. You may feel that you've got something out of whack, and it's really about giving and receiving. Are you burning out? Are things getting too much? Are you kind of doing your best, but people are just putting more and more and more on you, and you've been thinking, well, there we go, it's stretching me, it's a lesson, and people are piling more and more and more on you, and you just have to kind of say, whoa, enough is enough. Well, Aries, that is really very close to where we are at in astrology at the moment, and in the general flavour of life, as I kind of do readings and listen to the news and that kind of thing. So giving and receiving, Aries, super important just to be aware. Just to be aware that there could be issues in that direction. I'm not saying they are, and I'm not saying they're going to be, but there could be. And if, you know, you're feeling that imbalance, Aries, and I think you may well be, that's the thing to contemplate. That's the thing to talk about to friends, actually, as well. That's, you know, it's a good thing to do, to network with people. Particularly, you know, the Gemini influence does make things very sociable. Gemini can promise a little bit more than those twins they deliver, though, okay? Not a bad time for new skills. Not a bad time, actually, for sort of old projects that haven't quite gone right, beginning to take off. It's an out there situation when we get Gemini involved. So I'm now asking for a card for Taurus, please. And I'm in Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light deck. There it is. And I love this deck. Very modern, very new, and really up to the point, and quite intense in its way as well. But, you know, life situations can be intense. So if I'm on this deck for Taurus, you guys are having a bit of an intense time of it. Possibly because both Mercury and the Sun are moving out of your sign at the moment. So let us see what card we have got for Taurus. And this Freya, phases and cycles. There is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. Okay, so if you feel something's a bit hidden, Taurus, which you may well do, take that on board. Things are going on and things are actually going to be revealed. Things are going to come to light, and that is what you really need to be able to release, Taurus. That is really what matters there. You can't really release a thing if you don't know it's there. sometimes working as a medium, people wonder, you know, isn't it kind of scary when you realise there are like people with you and stuff? And it's not really, because as you're realising that, you're realising that they're not going to do you any harm. You're realising that your grounding and protection with the angels and everything like that are actually beginning to work. And it feels quite safe as you go into it. It surprises people that. But, you know, what I would say is, if there was something in the room that you would find scary, wouldn't you rather be able to see it? Yeah, I mean, it feels a lot more kind of concrete and a lot more okay when you can see it, or at least feel close to it and communicate with it. And so, you know, in the work I do, I find that I'm looking for light, and sometimes I'm finding light behind the darkness, you know, looking through the darkness into light, because that is what we're always trying to do in this life. And again, this is part of the balancing situation. But Taurus, you know, things are going to feel a lot less grounded for you as we go forward. Okay, so I'm not saying it's time to kind of jump up and start really doing things. That is quite well indicated, to be honest, it really is. But if you don't feel in tune with it, you know, or, you know, perhaps I could suggest that you may not feel in tune with it as you go along with it, if you're trying to really make things like that happen at the moment, Taurus. But that's just the way it sits right now, you know. It's always going in cycles. Every week I'm back and several different things are happening. But in terms of Taurus, anyway, that's what I'm saying. You know, allow things to come out into the light, and it may not be you that's hiding them, of course, but you know, just allow them to come out of the light. Allow the things to come to light, because that is what this next week or so is all about, most certainly. And in terms of astrology, it's the main alignment that's happening. So, I mean, the sun leaving your sign, just that on its own, brings a change of how kind of carefully led, how kind of, not sure how to put this, just makes you feel like no one's in charge of anything and it's all over the place. But it's a feeling. Don't believe the hype of your own feelings. I was shuffling surreptitiously there and asking for a card for Gemini from Stephen Farmer's Messages from Your Animal Guides deck. I'm sure many of you know this deck. It's actually a really, well, they're all magical in their way, but this one really, really gets to it, okay? So Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Now then, Sun and Mercury are moving into Gemini. So you may find some authoritarian issues going on around you as we go through the week, Gemini. Communication is likely to improve a little bit, be a bit smoother, if a little bit baffling, but you know, just keep going. That's the watchwords. Just keep going. And for you, Gemini, I've got Blue Heron. Okay. And as I look at this, I can't tell you why I feel this. I really can't. This is, you know, this is the fluences, the psychic stuff coming through. As I look at this, I can feel people kind of huddled up and wanting to be warm in their space and not really wanting to come out of themselves too much. And I can feel old habits that no longer suit people kind of hanging on there. Okay, so it's good to break out of those. I'll give you that straight away. But let's actually read the card now, because this is what it's all about. Oracle cards by star sign, and it's make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. Blue Heron. And we're almost, it's like a story. Every group of 3 signs seems to have its own story, and this is like the other end of the spectrum from Aries in this one. Because this is actually about standing up and doing it, and just kind of, you know, don't feel you've got to wait any longer. Communication really ought to be flowing a lot slower. Well, yeah, a little bit slower actually, but I was going to say a lot more smoothly. When I say slower, I don't mean slowing down. I just mean kind of slow enough so you can take it in and understand what it is, and kind of, you know, it's not such a big rush. It's not such a big hurry for you guys, Gemini. Okay, but you know, it's a kind of double-powered sign, Gemini, so there's quite a lot of positivity indicated there. Just the fact that you're not going to be on your own in this somehow, some way. Just watch out for people trying to be a little bit too authoritarian and trying to make you... maybe if people want to get you going in a direction that doesn't suit you. That is what I want to say. Okay, right, let's just clear the vibes there with the angel bell and take a little drink. And big thanks again to Claire Burnett. I can't thank you enough. Believe in yourself. Everything else will follow. Love and light. And I give that to all the signs, because that is a very, very true thing, actually. And here we have the Isle of Skye. How coolio is that? Right. Now then, just before I move on, guys, I've stopped advertising readings at the moment. The internet is cutting out so much. It's nearly a week that it's taken me to do 2 readings. Well, 3, sorry, I'm at 3, but that's really not much in a week. It's just that the internet, you know, it's going slower and slower, and there's just nothing I can do about it. I got onto the phone company about it, and I don't remember this ever happening before. You know, they say, oh, we'll fix it. And this time they said, well, I'm sorry, sir, you know, we can't really do anything about it, but we will give you money off your bill. So now I'm paying less for my internet. But, you know, I would have been quite happy to pay the same amount and be able to do my readings and post my videos and, you know, kind of keep that whole side of life going, because I made this my life for the last 3 years. Anyway, the other thing they said was they will definitely fix it by 2021. So that is wonderful, isn't it? You know, I think I'm in year 12 of my YouTube channel at the moment, and 500 subs. Thanks everyone who has subscribed. It's brilliant to see that going up. I'm not complaining to you guys about my lack of progress. You are not part of the problem. You are watching. I love you, and I truly appreciate it. Anyway, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Time for a card for Cancer, please. And we're focusing on the Sun and Mercury leaving Taurus and entering Gemini. Sun in Gemini, Mercury in Gemini on Tuesday, May the 21st, 2019. And this is the card for Cancer. We're with Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light again. We will be back with Doreen Virtue very soon. But for now, let's do this one. And this is for the sign of Cancer. Charity, prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. That's an easy one to read. Now this card has a great deal of light in it. It has a great deal of kind of pink heart chakra light in it. Most especially when I look at it like this. But whenever I hold it up to the camera, there's a certain amount of darkness in it. So because I'm reading it on camera, I'm going to assume that that's meant to be there. Okay, Cancer. And what we're looking at here is the compassion you put out. It's a regular issue for Cancerians, actually. The compassion you put out is so often misunderstood because you really care about getting things done for people who need it. Quite often more than you care about yourselves, actually. And yet people will assume that you just want them to do what you think they should do. A difficult one. It's so often the way Cancers are misunderstood. And I feel that that's where the darkness is around in this for you guys, Cancer. Okay, so as the Sun enters Gemini, as Taurus enters Gemini, and things become less grounded, just take that time for prayer and contemplation. Maybe be in yourself a bit more. Don't be kind of close to other people. Or, you know, don't be too close. Don't be closer than is comfortable to other people. Okay? I'm sure you'll be given the words somehow if you've really got to be assertive about that. And I do feel you might be. Because this lady is beautiful, but she's not having any nonsense. She is also surrounded with roses, which can hardly be seen in the camera. So I will interpret that by saying, Cancer, the roses are all around you in your life, but very, very difficult to see. Very difficult to kind of connect with, because it's a kind of listen to the silence behind the noise kind of thing. Look for the light behind the darkness kind of thing. There is light there. There is silence there. There is contemplation. But Cancer, I feel you're going to have to draw yourself away from things quite a bit for that to really kick in and work for you. Okay. So let's go back with Doreen Virtue and ask for a card for Leo now. And no, I've just been told that has to be done with Stephen Farmer. Messages from your animal guides. There we go. And okay, so Leo, first of all, someone's taken a bit too much of an obtrusive interest in some of you guys, I feel. May not apply to everybody, it's fluid energy, but I do feel that you're coming under the spotlight in some way. Okay, now when the moon is in Leo, that is kind of a normal thing to happen, and that is normally, you know, the way it goes with the moon in Leo. But that's not what this is about. This is about the Sun and Mercury leaving Taurus and entering Gemini. Things becoming that bit less grounded, but a lot of progress, a lot of really good progress is indicated, and that, Leo, is what this is for you about. Oh God, that's what this is about for you. Let's get the words in a straight line. Let's have a quick drink of tea again, actually. There we are. Dr. Earl Grey always sorts these things out, and so does Dr. Crystal. Right. Gorilla, take the time to listen compassionately to those you love, especially your family members. Right. That I'm going to give you certainly in itself exactly what those words mean, Leo, because this is where the spotlight is shining. I begin to see it now. It's shining around home life. You're perhaps very good at being out there and kind of relating to other people. Fluid energy might not be the same thing for everybody, I know, but I feel that perhaps you've been maybe even out there a bit more than you would have liked to be in recent times, Leo. So this is a good time to be close to home, close to the heart, and think about things which are close to your heart. Because those you love, especially your family members, on both sides of the veil, by the way, you know, in the spirit world and in real life, they have compassion for you. They always will, even where families have fallen out and there's bad feelings. The bad feelings are usually based around the fact that whoever feels the bad feelings thinks that really the other family member should allow them to think good feelings about them. Fact of human life, guys, fact of being a pack animal, and you know, fact of sort of needing each other, which we do as human beings. But the gorilla here has massive energy, and so this is really going to energize your projects and your plans, Leo, if you go along with that general thing of actually taking that time to listen. It'll give you such great strength. And see, the gorilla doesn't even have to smash through this. Every other card in this deck has got almost like a frame around the animal, but the gorilla, without doing any smashing at all, is already kind of leaning out of the card, leaning out of the frame, and is on the way out. So things are coming to light, I've no doubt, but take that time to listen, Leo. That's what's really going to make a difference for you. Okay, and let's move to Virgo now. Okay, sign of Virgo, Oracle for Virgo, and this is for Sun in Gemini and also Mercury in Gemini on Tuesday, May the 21st, 2019. And I'm asking for a card for the sign of Virgo, and the card we have is Child. So different to the Leo energy, we do have that feeling of linking to the family, linking to loved ones here, and this is much more in the terms of linking to loved ones in the afterlife, in the spirit world. So that suggests to me, Virgo, that this may very well be a time where you feel that contact closely. And I'm always telling people as a medium, everybody does have a little bit of this sense about them, even if they don't call themselves clairvoyant, even if, you know, they really can't see and hear these things. People have a certain intuition. Everybody has got it. And if you feel they're close around you, they are. That's my take on it. Because, well, actually, I believe they're always close around us. They stay back in the shadows, you know. But even if you don't believe in any of that, guys, believe in lessons that people from your past have taught you. Okay, that is what that's showing us. This looks like heaven to me, but you could just regard it as the higher self, the subconscious mind, that part of the mind that we haven't got access to and yet, which, you know, is driving us all the time. You can look there and hope to find those answers. We don't always find those answers, and sometimes that is just because we're in the world we're in, and that's just the way it is. So Virgo, Child, you care deeply about children, and they readily respond to your love. All children, including your own inner child, require love, affection, and attention. We can clear and open your heart and schedule so that you can give more time and energy to the children who need you. And if you don't have children in your life, and well, I do, but mine are very far away now. If you don't have children in your life, think about that inner child within yourself, okay, Virgo, because that child is always wanting to grow, is always wanting to develop. And I'm reminded of an old story that I forget where it comes from now, but you may have heard this. As a young, I believe the story is about Native American people, American Indians, and so a young boy, as he's kind of, you know, reaching the age of beginning to turn into a man and having those feelings, says to his father, "Father, I have these feelings, and some of my feelings are very honest and true and good, and some of my feelings, I'm ashamed of, and I get angry. Which part of me is going to grow?" And his father says to him, "The part you feed," right? So be looking at that one, Virgo. Be looking at feeding the higher self. Be looking at going in the higher direction. Be looking at maybe little things in the past that don't sit right with you and that you know don't sit right with other people. Okay, Virgo, I'll give you that with their love. I am now about to move on, but Earl Grey tea is of the essence. Oh, excuse me, right, and I'm told to reach for yet another angel deck. Toni, Carmine, Salerno. As we move forward into Libra, the sign of Libra, so we're coming into all that balance now, and I'm going to be asking for a card for the sign of Libra for Sun in Gemini and Taurus in Gemini, both pretty much at the same time on Tuesday, May the 21st, 2019. And I'm asking this, please, for the sign of Libra. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Two have flipped over and then another one fell out. Okay, this may take a minute. I think, guys, I think it's complicated for Libra at the moment. I really do. Just that happening the way it happened. Okay, so we'll take this one as the kind of overriding one and these two as well. Right, and this overriding one, Archangel Sun Dolphin. Releasing old difficult habits, actually. Here's that one coming up again. And this time it's coming up for the sign of Libra. And this isn't kind of nasty old habits. I suppose it could be. Depends who you are, guys. The energy is very fluid, as I say, just about every 2 minutes in my videos. Because so many people watch these and, you know, it could be taken either way. But, you know, go with what your intuition tells you about that. We all have got some intuition. Okay, so Archangel Sun Dolphin. Old patterns to release, I feel that's what we're saying there. A time to finally decide you're going to let something go. Now, the energy of the full moon in Scorpio this time around, which has just happened, I think yesterday as I'm doing this video, was very much about letting go of old habits and releasing old patterns, that kind of thing. So keep running with that one, okay, Libra. That might have been quite difficult for you because it is a supreme balancing act and you would have been very aware of it. But look at how calm and quiet and balanced this lady is. You know, I'm calling her, she's an angel. I'm calling her a lady. I guess you can be a lady and an angel. And she's in that meditative pose. And that's the thing for Librans to be looking at. Okay, so that's the overriding one. So where else are we now then? Hidden worlds. And this means there's been kind of tears or at least some pain going on in fairly recent times for you guys, Libra. And you've been trying to bring about balance, not just for yourself, but for other people close to you, family. I feel it's maybe a time when Libran people's family are, or no, let's not say that. Let's say it's a time when Librans are generally more likely to be aware of problems within the family. But as I look at this lady in this card, although she looks to be crying bitterly, I can see there's like a hint of a smile that Toni Salerno has painted in there and actually shows us that, you know, answers can be found, because this card is called Hidden Worlds. It's Archangel Raziel, and when those worlds are hidden deep within us, we do need to do some work within ourselves in order to release things. So, you know, don't be afraid to let go, Libra. Okay, and the last one I've got for you, Libra, conflict resolution, Archangel Raguel there. And again, a lot of calmness about this angel, but the look on his face shows me that things need to be put right somehow. Conflict resolution. But look at this magical Merkaba pattern here. Okay, that tells us that we are loved. That tells us that alchemy can be done, can happen. Okay, now that is a big word, but when I talk about alchemy, what I am really saying, Libra, is that you can balance things that you never dreamed you'd be able to balance. Okay, so I will give you that with the love of my guidance, and we will keep moving on. And I'm told to stay on this deck, actually, for the sign of Scorpio. Now, Scorpio, it's been fun and games for you, has it not, my friends? Because it's been full moon in Scorpio, and Pluto was involved, and various things were probably very intense and very tricky, because it was an intense one, if ever there was. So a card, please, for Scorpio. And this would be for when the Sun and Mercury both leave Taurus and enter Gemini. Sun in Gemini and Mercury in Gemini on Tuesday, May the 21st, 2019. Just one card. Oh, no, two. Right, okay. Well, I just say to my guides, it takes a long time to upload these videos, okay? It's got to be one card each after these, otherwise it's not going to work, okay? Sorry to be so assertive, but there we go. Archangel Raphael, and this is for Scorpio healing, okay? Well, you're going to need some healing after the weekend you've just had, as far as I can tell, Scorpio. I'm generalising, of course, but there we go. It's the fluid energy of things again. And look at how fluid the energy of the sun is, and you don't need to look at this card for that. It's out there now, and you know that is shining all over whichever hemisphere is lit up at the moment. And you just know that when it gets dark in your part of the world, it's going to get light somewhere else. The old Christian hymn says, the sun that bids us rest is waking our brethren neath the western sky. Okay, so that healing light is always there. It reaches everybody. And if it hasn't reached you now, it soon will, okay? Even if you believe in flat earth, it gets dark at night, does it not? I'm not getting into that debate one little bit. I'm really not. But even, it doesn't matter what you believe. I don't think anyone is out there who believes the sun never shines, because we see it every single day. Okay. And I'm also just reminded of an old song from the 1980s. I don't know where this has come from, but I'll give it out. The sun always shines on TV. Okay, so beware of kind of, looking at the wonderful lives that the stars have and wishing you could have the same. The chances are you can, but worrying about it is not the way to strive for a thing like that, okay? I'm not saying these things just happen. Nothing happens without hard work. But don't be too fast into those projects at this moment. Okay, Scorpio, right? Because it's only just a feeling that everything is one way or the other at the moment. That's where we've been driven back to after all that intensity. Also for you, Scorpio, Archangel Sun Dolphin, forgiveness. Okay, so forgiveness is going to be needed in some form, and I actually will give that very, very quickly. Okay, but look at the heart chakra. It's on fire and there's light shining out of it. And Scorpio, if you can find it in yourself to give that forgiveness, you would not believe what it's going to bring with it. The benefits of having that frame of mind are incredible. Taoism has much to say about it. I should make some videos just about Taoism, because it's a wonderful thing. It really is. Okay, so Scorpio, please take that with my love and the love of the universe. And we're on to Sagittarius, and this is my sign now, which is why I was picking up a little bit on some of what was going on for Scorpio there. My sign, Sagittarius, and I'm asking for a card, please, for Sun and Mercury in Gemini on Tuesday, May the 21st, 2019. And we are with Stephen Farmer's Messages from Your Animal Guides deck. And I've got Falcon, so someone has taken an intrusive interest, I'm afraid, Sagittarius. And I'll say it again, fluid energy. This could be very different for different people, but I have no doubt that someone is scrutinising you somewhere. Just because we've got closed circuit television, CCTV, all over the world, it seems. Doesn't seem to be any in here, but yet I've got a camera going. How crazy is that? Well, it's my way of linking to the world, Sagittarius, and I'm a Sagittarius too, so I hope that's going to wash somehow. Act on the opportunity that is before you and commit to it without equivocation. Right, and this is the peregrine falcon, a species that, well, we used to have in Britain. If we haven't, I'm sure we've got some peregrine falcons left, but very much an endangered species. And so are you, Sagittarius, if you keep on trying to be patient. Not everyone can be that patient, to be quite honest. So it's time to get cracking, time to get moving. Act on the opportunity that's before you and commit to it without equivocation. And that's the thing, Saggies, commit to it. Commitment doesn't mean you're going to do it right this second. Commitment doesn't mean you're going to do it tomorrow. Commitment means it's going to happen. You're going to find out what it needs. You're going to find out what it takes, Saggies, and you're going to give what it takes. And this is into an area of your own life more than anything else. Nothing selfish about that. We can't pour from an empty vessel, and we are who we are for a reason. Okay, so giving that to Saggies with my love and the love of spirit. I'm taking another drink here before I move on to Capricorn. So, where are we going? Oh, okay. Looks like we're having all the decks out here, or at least I've got one more oracle deck after this, and 3 more signs to go. So there we go. Right, work your light, Rebecca Campbell, and I'm really glad this one came out. I absolutely love this deck. It's just kind of, it tends to work a lot better when I'm doing mediumship than it does when I'm doing oracle readings. But hey, there we go. It's here for a reason, and I'm drawn to it. Okay, and Capricorn, this is for you, for Sun and Mercury both moving into Gemini on Tuesday, May the 21st, 2019. And the card I'm told to pull is the one that's right on top at this minute. So let's try and get it off. And I did say just one. Okay, right, here we go. All right, Capricorn, get grounded. How strange, Capricorn, that I'm telling you to get grounded. The most grounded sign of the zodiac 9 times out of 10. But hey, it's fluid energy. I should, I'm going to have instead of it, I'm going to have a banner up here somewhere saying, hey, it's fluid energy. And then I can stop doing it. But hey, it's fluid energy. Okay, Capricorn, get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. And this can be a danger for Capricorn, because you know, you guys are really, really good at hanging on. Lots of us are. I hang on to things all the time, and as I've said a few times, I'm a Sagittarius. So it's not just a Cappy trait, not by a long, long way. But the feeling here, Capricorn, is that somehow you've had to hang on. No, there's no criticism here. There's never any criticism from me in these. That's not how it's meant to be. But, you know, somehow you really need to ground yourself. And you need to ground yourself, Cappies, in a place that's actually comfortable for you to stay in. And this is what we're talking about in terms of connecting with nature. Now, this could be in the fluid energy sense. Connecting with nature outside you, all around you. For example, look. Take a quick look out of my window there. It's all kind of trees and stuff like that. That's how I connect to nature, by actually being in here at the moment. Also my keyboard there, that's a good way to connect to nature, because all music is natural. All musical notes are naturally arrived at. You know, so if there's nature around you, connect to it. If you're in the city, maybe you want to contemplate a picture like this that kind of puts you in that frame of mind, puts you in the zone. Think about that. You know, all things are possible, Cappy, if you visualize and believe them. But empaths, highly sensitives in particular, connect with nature. That's what's really important. But also connect with your own human nature. Yeah, we're human beings, we're a pack animal. Connect with your own human nature, Capricorn. Right, that is going to make such a difference to you guys. Okay, so we're just about ready for Aquarius now. And I'm just about ready for another drink. And before I do it, thanks everyone who's subscribed. This is the subscriber giveaway for the month of May 2019. There may not be that many more giveaways after this because I seem to be knackered flat. I can only get a couple of videos up every week. So I'm back to kind of taking time to manifest my plans with YouTube. But I don't care, you know, it is what it is, what we're going to do. Sodalite necklace here, guys, and these are glass beads. There's no plastic on it. We've got some rather clearer glass beads up at the top here. Tibetan silver bling and a silver plated lobster clasp there, okay? It is, I can't remember, I think it's 18 inches. Let's just find out. What's that? Maybe it's 60. I think that's an 18-inch necklace. I must bring a tape measure along when I'm doing this one day, then I can check. But here we go. I've opened it now. We'll close it up again. Subscribe for a chance to win this. This will be given to a lucky subscriber at the end of May, and we're not too far from there at the moment. Another couple of weeks to go. Not actually quite that much. There we go. And okay, I managed. I just don't like to give up till I've got a thing back together. So there you go. You could win that if you subscribe. And thank you very much to everyone who has subscribed already. Okay, the sign of Aquarius, and I'm drawn back to this deck again. Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell with artwork by Danielle Noel. It's a wonderful deck. And I actually feel that the spirit realm is sort of, well, I think they're always over my shoulder telling me stuff, but I particularly feel it on this one for Aquarius, okay? 2 cards have fallen out, but hey, hey guys, it's fluid energy. Right, don't dim to fit in. Okay, Aquarius. Now, this is tempting with Aquarius because you guys do have very fluid energy just within your own lives, just within your own sign and within your astrology very often. Okay, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in is what it says. Okay, we can see the immense amount of light around this chap, and that there are actually, he's not alone, is he? There are kind of, well, there are these 2 other figures, and we've got these stone carved figures in the background here as well. Showing really that, you know, people have gone along this path before. That's the truth, Aquarius. We're all kind of walking a path that many, many thousands, if not millions of souls have walked before. This chap has a lot of pinky purple around him, which suggests higher heart chakra, feeling happier, feeling lighter, and healing coming in that sense. Okay, Aquarius. And also with Aquarius, are we? Yes, we're still with Aquarius and a grandmother of Jesus. Oh dear. I've been talking for a while now, excuse me. Believe in yourself, Aquarius, everything else will follow. And a grandmother of Jesus, there she is, all in purple. And this time we have a lilac-y purple, a lilac amethyst kind of flavour to this one. And that means healing coming in a very gentle kind of way. If somebody is very, very ill, perhaps terminally ill or in a great deal of pain, Reikiists would very often use lilac amethyst rather than I was going to call it the hard stuff, but just not the really dark purple amethyst when it needs to be gentle. And it does need to be gentle around you guys, Aquarius. That's what I'm picking up. Loads of water here, loads of things here in terms of fluidity, in terms of actual flowing water. And it's in the top of the card here. So this healing is going to allow you to become more like yourselves, okay? Anna, grandmother of Jesus, says, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Okay, so you're not working on your own in this world here, Aquarius. What's going on at the moment is going on at the cosmic level as well. You can always trust in the support of heaven. That is what I've got to say about that. Okay, that's Aquarius. We are not far from Pisces now, but I need another drink because I keep needing them. And for the sign of Pisces, I asked my guy which deck. We've got two different ones here. Okay, so... right, very unorthodox way of doing it, but there we go. Okay, right. It's not unorthodox at all. It's fluid energy, guys. Hey, it's fluid energy. So what have we got, please, for the sign of Pisces for Tuesday, May the 21st, 2019, when the Sun and Mercury both leave Taurus and enter Gemini? What have we got, please, for the sign of Pisces? Okay. Right. Cleanse and detoxify. Pisces. Now, I'm going to pull another card for you guys in a second because I've just been told to, but it's from another deck, so I'm going to shuffle again. Cleanse and detoxify for Pisces. Now, with great love and respect, we ask you to detoxify your precious and sensitive body. At your request, we'll help you to develop life-affirming ways to deal with stress, as well as ease any sorrow at shedding your old ways. Give your cares, worries and concerns to us, and feel the beautiful grace of your newly purified body. Okay, guys. Now, again, in the sense of fluid energy, this could be your own physical body. This could be your light body, so to speak, your, your spiritual soul, as it were. This could be the body of people that you belong to. This could be a group of people you maybe don't feel you belong to and either want to be in or want to help, something like that. But we're basically looking at the body, whichever way we look at it. And one thing I will actually say about that, which applies to just about everybody, is that as I look through the astrological charts, I don't always give it out because it can be mildly negative and it can make people worry. But there are some days when, like, for example, it's not a great time to visit the dentist. Some days when it's not a great time to have your hair cut. It's very specific, this stuff. And there have been quite a few of those lately. I'm actually growing some hair here at the moment. So there are just days when some things agree with us more than others, and some days when things disagree with us more than others. And one thing that does come up on some of the alignments is that it says that the body may be kind of more harshly affected than usual, and the body might be more intolerant of bad foods, low quality foodstuffs, having too much to drink, that kind of thing. Boring as it sounds, I'm giving you that, Pisces. That really is the message that comes from this card. Okay, cleanse and detoxify. This doesn't necessarily mean you have to do anything. I mean, if you actually want to be proactive and do a detox, nothing wrong with that at all. It's great for your health. It's just a great thing to do, generally speaking, Pisces. But it might just be about kind of treat yourself more gently, take some time. Be the hermit maybe a little bit if you want to. I wouldn't be too much of the hermit though, because the astrology of the next week going forward is about going forward. It's about great new skills, great new things coming out, smoother flowing communications, and just generally fairly positive, to be honest with you. Okay, this is the other card I've got for you, Pisces. This time I had to take the one off the bottom of the Kyle Gray Work Your Light deck, and it's Freya again. It's phases and cycles. She's there with her raven, and she's saying there is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. And that is a lovely card for me to come to, because we are coming to the end of this set of readings now. But still very much with Pisces, okay? Freya, she's really powerful goddess energy. I mean, any goddess is. The goddess energy is incredibly strong and incredibly palpable. We have... I like to go to Glastonbury to Chalice Well and climb up the Tor. That's where I'm most conscious of the goddess energy in UK here. But, the goddess energy is absolutely everywhere. Let's just do the window again. Look, she's out there now lighting up the trees and kind of making things grow. And The goddess energy is wonderful, and this is very, very uplifting. Whatever's going on in your life, Pisces, it is, hey, it's fluid energy, guys. It really is fluid energy, and whatever's going on is going on. No stopping it. But we are looking at something that's coming to an end, and you may have to close a door, Pisces, in order to let another door open. That actually feels, I almost said unfortunately. There's a lot of good fortune in closing doors, but I know what that means there. I've brought a lot of change into my life in recent times, particularly since about February, when I really wanted to jump on and make YouTube happen. And for me, since then, there's been a lot of this ain't Kansas feeling. You know, it's just not as innocent as it was. I've discovered things going on in my life that I want to bring change into. I've discovered things about places and people around me that I'm just seeing differently. And that's wonderful. It's uplifting. That's what the spiritual life does. It comes along with us. It lifts us. It brings us into new situations with new people. But I've had a couple of things that have knocked me off my feet just lately. Not least the fact that this channel was growing like a good one. And all of a sudden, I'll say it, BT, British Telecom, their internet is just absolutely not very good in this area. I found out that the copper wire through which I'm talking to you now, which has been here since 1960, so that makes it, was that something like 59 years, almost 60 years old. That's been there for all that time, and it's 8 kilometers long. There's 8 kilometers of wire before I even get to the telephone exchange. And, you know, there are just various things, you know, things that just need to be sorted out in my life that I'd more or less forgotten about. But the spiritual progress has uplifted me and allowed me to start facing these things. It's just, this ain't Kansas. It's all a bit scary, guys. Okay, Pisces, that's what I'm giving you guys. Well, we're coming to the end now, so thank you very, very much indeed for watching. I hope I'll keep this connection alive somehow. I'll keep going, okay? One thing I could possibly do is put videos on a memory stick and go over to my friend's house who's actually got internet. The Wi-Fi hotspots around here don't tend to be very good. But that's the plan. I could take it to someone else's house. So I'm keeping in touch. Do keep in touch with me. Give me a comment if you wouldn't mind. I mean, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment if you wouldn't mind, guys. It's always good to share the journey. And subscribe if you haven't already. Tap that bell for more notifications, because when I get to 1,000 subscribers, I can actually come on and start doing live mediumship again, and there's nothing I would like to do more than that. It's what my guide wants to do. It's what we're all about. Okay, so this is Twig Brother saying have a great week, and in Welsh I'm going to say hwyl, which means something like it's a festival and it was nice to see you. And it was. It's great to see you guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you again soon. Peace. No, peace is like that, innit? I forget. Peace out and goodbye.